You are turning in 10-minute bulletin of Binh Phuoc radio, television, and newspaper. You are with me, The Wang, and here are top news of today. Binh Phuoc aims to boost cashew industry development. Southeast region welcomes over 73 million tourists in 2024. UNGA adopts Hanoi Convention against cybercrime. Vietnam-China conduct joint patrol in northern Gulf of Tonkin. Secretary of the Binh Phuoc Provincial Party Committee Tôn Ngọc Hạnh chaired a meeting on December 25th to review implementation of the Provincial Party Committee Standing Board resolution on developing the cashew industry in the 2020 to 2025 period with a vision toward 2030.
Binh Phuoc currently has over 149,600 hectares of cashew trees, achieving an average yield of nearly 1.3 tons per hectare between 2020 and 2024, with total production reaching nearly 200,000 tons. Since implementing Resolution Number 11 issued on April 15, 2020 by the Provincial Party Committee Standing Board, more than 36,000 hectares of cashew plantations have been replanted or newly cultivated. The province has also assisted 45 out of 247 cashew farming cooperatives in building large-scale intensive farming areas. Additionally, Binh Phuoc has supported local processing firms in holding negotiations and cooperating with cashew-producing nations to ensure a stable supply of raw materials. During the meeting, participants discussed challenges and risks faced by the Binh Phuoc cashew industry and issues related to exports and imports. They also proposed policies to bolster the sector with a particular focus on protecting the Binh Phuoc cashew brand.
The Southeast region welcomed more than 73 million tourists in 2024, a 12.6% increase compared to 2023. The figure was released at a conference in Dong Nai province on December 25th.
The growth was attributed to enhanced regional tourism cooperation, which has significantly boosted Southeast Vietnam's tourism industry. The region received over 67 million domestic tourists, a 12% rise, and nearly 7 million international visitors, a 17.4% increase year-on-year. Total tourism revenue reached 215.17 trillion Vietnam dong, or $8.46 billion, an 18.8% growth over 2023. Each locality in the region has its unique tourism offerings. In Binh Phuoc, 3 new tours were introduced in 2024, focusing on ecotourism, cultural experiences, and heritage exploration. The province also strengthened connections with neighboring localities and nationwide travel agencies to develop joint tours. At the conference, regional leaders signed an agreement on cooperation to promote green tourism development. Initiatives include reducing plastic waste, introducing tours using no motorized vehicles, and expanding eco-friendly community-based and agro-tourism programs.
A public art festival was recently held in Dong Xoài City to celebrate the 50th anniversary of its liberation.
The 2024 Dong Xoài Public Art Festival, now in its second edition, featured 8 art troupes from across the city. Vibrant performances including singing, dancing, music, and choreography attracted thousands of spectators. The performances highlighted traditional cultural values and the aspiration to build a thriving homeland. Beyond commemorating this milestone anniversary, the festival also served as a platform to showcase Dong Xoài rich culture, heritage, and achievements to visitors.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính and National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn co-chaired a conference on December 25th to disseminate and implement laws and resolutions passed at the 8th session of the 15th National Assembly.
At its 8th session, the 15th National Assembly approved 18 laws and 21 resolutions, many of them related to important areas such as investment, finance, budget, tax, social welfare, and national defense and security. Prime Minister Chin said immediately after the legislative session, the government and he himself urged relevant ministries and sectors to implement them effectively ensuring a close connection between law building and enforcement, specifically law dissemination. This conference is expected to strengthen the trust of people and businesses in law, and help cadres and civil servants fully understand the regulations, particularly innovations, to ensure law building in association with enforcement in the new period. Chairman Mann stressed that it is necessary to closely link law building with enforcement and supervision so that the laws and resolutions can quickly come to life and prove their effectiveness.
The United Nations General Assembly on December 24th adopted the UN Convention Against Cybercrime, a landmark global treaty aimed at strengthening international cooperation to combat cybercrime and protecting societies from digital threats.
As the convention will open for signature at a formal ceremony to be hosted in Hanoi in 2025, it will be named Hanoi Convention. The Hanoi Convention plays a crucial role in establishing a comprehensive legal framework that addresses the urgent need for international cooperation to promote the rule of law in cyberspace. The UN's decision to choose Hanoi as the venue for the signing ceremony marks a significant milestone in Vietnam's multilateral diplomacy and 47 years of partnership between Vietnam and the UN. For the first time, a location in Vietnam will be associated with a global multilateral treaty related to an important field of international concern. This selection reflects the country's increasingly high international position and reputation, as well as its active, responsible, and substantial participation in the entire negotiation process of the convention.
The Vietnam Coast Guard and its Chinese counterpart on December 24th conducted the fourth joint patrol in the northern waters of the Gulf of Tonkin, off the coast of Móng Cái City in the northern province of Quảng Ninh and Dong Sinh City in China's Guangxi province.
The joint patrol, spanning from point 1 to point 9 along the demarcation line of the Gulf of Tonkin, covered a distance of 120 nautical miles. This zone is crucial for export, import, and goods exchange between Vietnam and China, but it is also abused for smuggling, trade fraud, illegal transportation of goods, and unauthorized border crossings by sea. The activity aimed to strengthen coordination in combating crimes and legal violations at sea, particularly during the year-end period. The Vietnam Coast Guard played a proactive role in public awareness-raising efforts, informing dozens of fishing vessels from both countries about the importance of adhering to regulations against illegal, unreported, and unregulated IUU fishing so as to help with having the European Commission's yellow card warning lifted and driving the sustainable development of Vietnam's fisheries sector. A day earlier, the Vietnam Coast Guard released 10 containers of juvenile grouper into the bordering waters as part of efforts to enrich marine resources. Starting in 2024, joint patrols in the bordering waters is conducted quarterly by the Coast Guard forces of Vietnam and China, aiming to maintain security and order while ensuring legal compliance among citizens of both nations.
The Department of Cultural Heritage under the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism confirmed on December 24th that Hạ Long Bay is not among the 56 sites listed as endangered by UNESCO.
Responding to a Reuters report on a planned UNESCO field survey at Ha Long Bay, the department clarified that the survey stems from discussions during the 46th session of the World Heritage Committee involving Vietnam, UNESCO, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, and the International Council on Monuments and Sites. At the session, the conservation status of 123 sites, including 56 deemed in danger, was reviewed. None of Vietnam's heritage sites were added to the list. UNESCO issued 8 recommendations for the Ha Long Bay Cat Ba Archipelago, including enhanced pollution control, impact assessments for projects in the protection zone, and submission of detailed zoning maps. It also proposed forming a monitoring team to assess conservation efforts. UNESCO praised Vietnam as a model of cooperation and reaffirmed its support for preserving Ha Long Bay and advancing new World Heritage nominations.
And that also wraps up our bulletin. Thanks for tuning in and goodbye for now.